Hello, welcome back to the garage. Been a busy week. I have been out here doing stuff to the car. Just going to skip a bit and you can join me now, which is here. So it's all good except for the corner here and the corner here. So I've just got myself a new toy. Let's get those corners sorted. Now that is considerably better than when I started. So I've burned through a significant number of things. This one's fairly threadbare now, but that's 6, 7 I think I've burned through there. But I'll be honest, I'm grinding back solid weld. But that's more what I was looking forward to having as a finished article. So I managed to get up under there, barring the very last bits in here, but I'll be honest, that feels fairly smooth. It just looks a lot worse than it is. And if you're down this low, looking upwards, it's going to be undercover. You're not really going to see much. Got the wiper mechanism going to go in the way. I'll be happy with that. You can see how the curve now sits with this. It's going to look like it was almost done from factory. I think I'm probably going to leave the step on this edge so I don't hide it completely. I was considering filling it up with Phillips to try and hide it a little bit, but actually I think I'll leave it there as a sort of idea that it's been changed, but changed tastefully. Maybe. We'll find out when I get there, because I might change my mind again. Yeah, really happy with that so far. Yeah, onwards to the next bit. It's amazing, a bit of colour or evening up the colour changes it completely. I just want to show you now how it looks. So the edges are now nice and smooth all the way across, all the way around and back. And these little tiny divots here, I mean, they really are tiny, so they'll easily be lost. I'm just really excited for what that's going to look like. I'm going to stop now because I've got an inconsiderate Chinook flying over. Fucking noisy things they are. Okay, so the next step in this, where I said about doing the fill-up, I'm not going to do that yet. I've realised that I need to get a few other bits done before I get there. Namely, the scuttle panel. So I've got this held in place with many clamps where I want it. And where I've been having troubles with the, when I've been trying to weld onto the weld through primer, hasn't been welding through so well. So I'm going to take back to bare metal where I'm welding, but only the spots I'm welding, so that there's a little bit of rust prevention there, at least, hopefully. So I've marked out, as you can see, in the middle of each one with a Sharpie, where each one is. I'm going to take this back off again, clean them back to bare metal, obviously not forgetting I've got to do here and here. I can take both sides of this and all the areas I've got to weld to back to bare metal, and then I can fit the scuttle. Once the scuttle is on, I can deal with the inner wing situation, because I've got to put the corner brace pieces off, and a piece comes out here. I can then start getting the front panel on the car here, because then when the wing goes on, I need to fabricate a bit of inner wing to go here, because you then have this triangle that goes over to where the wing meets. On a round nose, the wing meets here, on a Clubman, it meets over here somewhere and then comes back over probably about that far. So yes, as I'm converting this car back to Clubman front now, I've got to remember I need to do more welding and more fabrication before I get there, but the scuttle can now go on, which is the good part. Right, let's take this off and let's get cracking. And here it is. I am bare metal where I need to weld, so even here. There's going to be some fun had here because this panel, as you can see, the old one starts to taper off. I'm assuming it was a lack of metal day at the press, but it tallies here, so I'm going to have to make it work somehow. And the same can be said down here where there's nothing to weld to, so I've ground both edges all the way flat so I can attach on the back if I need to. So I think nothing more can be done but to get the welder out and to start tacking it in. And just like that, the scuttle is on. Quite pleased with how everything went up here. The welder was coughing and spluttering by the end, so you'll notice as I started here, went that way, then came to finish these off, and some of them are a bit coughy and spluttery, but yeah, and I blew a massive hole here that I had to fill up. But yeah, well, you know, is what it is. I can always flat it back now. But the scuttle panel is in. I have got to do these up here, and I'm going to hold fire on that because I'm going to knock them into place, but I still want to make sure the wing fits first so that I don't bend this out unnecessarily. I may need to bend it out, but I don't want to if I don't need to. So I want to make sure, yeah, wings fit first and the front panel fits first. But genuinely very excited. I'll let that all cool down for a bit. Break out the flap wheel, flat some of them back, and then I might just put the screen back in. Interesting times. Yeah, so a lot of progress has been had today. It's getting a bit later now, it's sort of getting towards dinner time, and don't know how much more I'm going to get done today. I may get out here this evening and get a little bit more done, but yeah, if I can, before I go to bed, get the windscreen in, oh, I'm going to be so happy. Weather tight again. That's just one of the things I've been dreading, is the water in the winter getting inside the car and ruining it before I've had a chance to finish it. So yes, good progress. As you can see, I did manage to get out in the evening and I did get the screen in. Unfortunately, I didn't really get a chance to film it, but here's a picture for now. I will have to take the screen out to do fillering and painting, so keep your eyes peeled and I'll put that one in at some point in the future. But while I've got you here, thank you very much for watching the video. Please like and subscribe, and I shall see you on the next one.